Caution: the following video may contain offensive content. Viewer discretion is advised, especially among children, family members, and future employers. Enjoy.
In my last video, I did a review of the standalone demo Half-Life Uplink. In it, I discussed how I used to play the latest PC game demos at my sister's house as a kid. Playing these demos introduced me to a lot of video games that I would buy years later to enjoy for nostalgia's sake. So today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to be reviewing two of those demos in what I'm calling
the Dalton Paul Videos Demo Derby Double Feature.
The two demos I will be reviewing are Midtown Madness' Soldier of Fortune. Keep in mind, however, that these are just the demos, so if you're wanting to see the full game, I'll start with the 1999 racing game Midtown Madness.
So let's throw that sumbitch in gear and start her up.
Firstly, there's a pretty standard select screen. You can choose your vehicle and color. Here's where my first disappointment was. I'm only limited to 3 vehicles: a Mustang, a Prowler, and a city bus, each of which has a few colors to choose from. Apparently, I downloaded a different trial version from what I played as a youngster because I distinctly remember a Volkswagen Beetle and a Mini Cooper. Maybe I played the second one. I could have gotten a copy of the complete game, but for old time's sake, I just wanted to stick to the demo. So there are 3 game modes to choose from, at least in the trial version: Cruise, Blitz Race, and Checkpoint Race. The Checkpoint Race is your standard racing that everyone is used to. Race against some other cars, get the checkpoints, and cross the finish line. The Blitz Race is a beat-your-best-time kind of race. You race against the clock without the hassle of trying to outrun opponents. Both of these modes are pretty fun to play. You can ram opposing racers, and things get especially crazy when you're using the bus. Whoa! But the best game mode by far is Cruise. This allows you to race around in your vehicle of choice in an open-world digital sandbox version of Chicago. Basically, this was my predecessor to Grand Theft Auto. I loved this Watch out, motherfuckers! This, of course, is what I remember so fondly. Driving around wrecking the destructible environment is pretty satisfying. There's newspaper boxes, street lights, other vehicles, and pedestrians that jump out of the way. Of course, Angel Studios would not allow pedestrian death in an E-rated game. For the most part, they scatter like ants or back themselves against a nearby building to avoid being run over, and occasionally glitch through your car. And while we're comparing this game to Grand Theft Auto, one of the pedestrians looks suspiciously like Lance Vance. Also like GTA, you can attract the attention of the police, who chase you and attempt to ram you off your course. Many times it turns into a several-car pileup. However, once you total the police cars, they just kinda give up. No police backup is sent whatsoever. Playground rules. This guy's king now, no more messing with him. In Midtown Madness, there are also several opportunities to total your car. However, 90% of the time, your car just rematerializes back into its original pristine condition. Since this is the demo version, there are several limitations. Many times in Cruise mode, I was given a prompt saying that my trial ran out. However, I'd just restart the game and have no problem. And you can't forget the limitations on the environment. You ain't gonna be allowed to explore the full map. No, instead you get invisible walls that box you into just a portion of the Windy City. How many times have you come across that in a video game? Check this out. I hit the pretend wall so hard I totaled my vehicle. I will say that this is excusable since it's just the trial. But this game isn't about realism. It's about raising hell in an automobile. So to wrap things up with Midtown Madness, it's a racing game with a lot of heart. While it wasn't particularly groundbreaking, it's an enjoyable game that I have fond memories of. I may buy the full version eventually just so I can race some other vehicles, but other than that, it's a fun time waster. It may not be Grand Theft Auto 5 or the latest Need for Speed, but it has some great open world driving mayhem. Or should I say, madness. Get it? Because it's called Midtown Madness? You get it? The next demo on the list is the gritty first-person shooter Soldier of Fortune. Released in February 2000, it was built on a modified version of the Quake 2 engine and caused a lot of controversy because of its graphic depictions of violence. It was made illegal for minors to buy in British Columbia and was added to the Federal Department for Media Harmful to Young Persons Index in Germany. whatever that is. It even has some sort of parental lock in the options menu. That means it's gonna be f***ing awesome.
Yeah! Come up, kill him, cut him up, I don't care, kill them all, yeah!
Soldier of Fortune follows mercenary John Mullins, who kinda looks like he could be your best friend's dad. We learn in the opening cutscene that a gang is raising hell in the New York City subway, and is getting out of hand for the police to handle. After a rather cliche line,
"Doesn't sound like you have a choice, Captain."
Mullins decides he and his military buddy are going down into the subway to stop the scoundrels and kill their Russian leader Saber, who looks like some douchebag you'd see at the gym. Much like the hallways of Black Mesa, the subway in Soldier of Fortune brings back a lot of memories. When I played this as a kid, I knew that I was in big boy territory. From the insane violence to the dramatic music and the gun magazine loading screen, I knew the severity of the game, that this is something I had to be mature enough to play. It was a lot like watching your first horror movie. I wanted to play the game, but I also had this fear that I couldn't handle it. Also, the image of this guy pissing on the floor is just something that I never forgot. So Mullins has to fight these dudes off in an attempt to save hostages. However, it's kind of a pain in the ass because they get in the way and oftentimes look like bad guys. The game displays a message if you kill a hostage, and if you kill too many, you fail the mission.
Fuck them, kill them all!
I love the fact that there's a button to twirl your shotgun. Why? It's cool as shit, but really pointless. Anyway, I make it through the subway and I get to this platform where a bad guy throws a hostage in front of a train. And no matter how much you try, you can't save him. It's just one of those timed cinematic events that you stumble upon in a game. Much like the guy pissing. Now I'm actually fighting guys in the subway tunnels. I see some homeless men and do the classic dodge the train bit. Then another cinematic event is triggered. This time a cutscene. Saber laughs like a cartoon villain and then rides off into the subway tunnels. Okay, time to continue on. Alright, what the hell? How was I supposed to know that those were civilians? Doesn't that look like those guys are being held hostage? No, these guys are safe, but they're still holding their arms in the air like they're being held at gunpoint. Bullshit. I do some subway surfing and shoot the guys on the other train. It's actually pretty awesome. Saber gets away and then there's some dialogue exchanged between Mullins and Hawk. Apparently, Saber has something to do with nuclear weapons or something. Original, Russians and nukes. In a transition cutscene, Mullins informs us that an unknown organization broke into a Russian base and stole 4 nuclear weapons and are now en route to North Africa. Mullins must now intercept the nukes before they arrive. Basically, I'm on a train fighting some guys. So level 2 consists of car hopping and shooting guys while trying not to get killed by a helicopter that continuously circles the train. I never made it this far as a kid, so it's interesting to see something new. I get a cool sniper rifle and pull off some hella dope shots, yo. I'm also able to take down a helicopter with a shotgun. Alright. If you don't destroy the chopper at a specific section of the train, it makes progressing damn near impossible. Something else that's damn near impossible for me is to clear this gap. Damn it! I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this.
Oh, shit. This is pissing me off.
So finally, I kill all the guys on the train and make it to the very front. Okay, now what? Well, did I miss a door or something? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Surely I didn't miss anything. Okay, what the f***? I can't go back any farther. What do the mission objectives say? Find and destroy any and all weapons of mass destruction. Terminate any terrorist threat. Well, I've terminated all the terrorist threats, but I don't see any WMDs.
This is some bullshit.
I don't know if this is the demo's way of ending or if I legitimately missed something, but my patience is waning. So f*** it. Time to commit suicide. Both the Midtown Madness and Soldier of Fortune demos hold a lot of nostalgia for me. Midtown Madness is a great game if you want to mess around for half an hour. I like the colorful graphics and running shit over is pretty satisfying. Like I said earlier, it's more of a family-friendly Grand Theft Auto. Soldier of Fortune, however, is far from family-friendly with its intense gore. Not too many times before this did you see violence at this level in a video game. Sure, we've always had violent video games. Well, maybe not always. but rarely did games show severing of limbs and heads exploding. While that's almost a norm now, it was really controversial back in 2000. Controversial enough to be labeled an adult motion picture in British Columbia. If legislation was passed, this game undoubtedly had an impact in gaming. Many even say Soldier of Fortune's impact is bigger than that. Some say Soldier of Fortune and its sequels pioneered many of the gaming mechanics we see today. Some even claim that John Mullins' likeness was used in the creation of Captain Price in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series.
But what is more interesting than all of that is the fact that John Mullins was a real person.
After serving several military tours, Raven Software asked the real-life soldier John F. Mullins to be a military consultant for the game, so that it could be as realistic as possible. After giving several suggestions, Raven later asked Mullins if they could make him the main character. He said yes, and the rest is history. In an online interview, Mullins was asked if some of the missions from the games were based on his real-life military excursions, to which his reply was, quote, "Some of them are, but some of the ones that are still classified, so I can't go into more detail than that."
Wow. That is so f***ing awesome. While I might buy Midtown Madness just to mess around with a few more cars, I will most likely play the rest of the Soldier of Fortune games. And when I do, you guys will probably hear about it. Well, that does it for me. I'm Dalton the Humble Gamer. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. And special thanks to Ivan McGuire for his interview with Soldier John Mullins, and not suing me for mentioning it. Till next time, stay humble and keep gaming. Thanks for watching.